Hey everybody, Mike and Roger here. So we are excited to show you about our plan for the apocalypse that's coming up, which is starting on Monday because the day Anglers closes. That's the apocalypse. So we're open today, tomorrow, Sunday. So we were all talking about like stuff people could pick up last minute to still be able to fish and stuff like that without actually having live bait available. So I think that's the first thing we're going to talk about is why don't we pick out some things. So first off, we have some frozen. We have a lot of frozen bait, but like what you would really want.
Frozen LY and shiners. The LY we got in fresh and then we just froze it immediately.
Right.
So although it is frozen, it's freshly frozen, you could say.
Yeah, we had no LY whatsoever. Yeah. So everything that we have frozen, we froze within a week, and we froze it the day we got it. So that's a good one.
We also have some just little prepackaged shiners. All there. Catfish.
Yeah, and especially like snakehead type stuff, like those little shiners like and the frozen shiners. I mean, it's not a minnow, but it's a pretty good alternative.
Yeah, you can kind of almost work it like it's a live minnow.
Yeah. More catfish bait we got over here.
Yeah, power bait for catfish, and again, obviously this stuff doesn't really go bad as long as you keep it sealed. That's good.
The fish bite bloodworms and other fish bite baits, that's like one of my go-to as like an all-around bait. So perch, this and that, just cut off a little piece, put on it. But those are all great things that, you know, you can just keep at your house. Your tackle box lasts forever. And two other things which are actually true bait, but they're like, you know, dehydrated or whatever, are we actually have grass shrimp and some mini worms. So these are wax worms that are just colored, but these are actual wax worms and these are actual grass shrimp. Again, probably not going to work as good as the real thing, but pretty close. And again, during this kind of situation where we're in a crisis and we have to feed our families to stay alive, it feels necessary.
Yeah.
Those are actually great too.
Yeah, the Gulp Alives.
Yeah. So those are what, 1 to 2 inch little jerk baits.
Some curl tails in there too.
Yeah, great for the perch runs, shad, all that kind of stuff, just tipped on. But the liquid in there is what really makes them go.
Yeah,
and that's what people want. So another thing too is we obviously still have live bait. So just a couple things on live bait for people who don't know. First off, night crawlers stay good in the fridge for like a month, maybe 2 months. So that's something you could buy, have for a while. Bloodworms you may only get a week of if you flip them, this and that. Minnows, we actually brought this out. This is called a flow troll bucket, and it's called that because it has venting on both sides, and this also snaps. But the nice part about this is if you get minnows and you put this off a community pier or your own pier, when you throw this in the water, it will actually water will circulate through so you can keep minnows in there for probably up to a month, just depending on how many there are, what kind of water you have around you and whatnot. But that's a big difference between that and the regular cheapy style with the vents on the top. It won't really do the same thing. So that's a great bucket to get for this time of year when you want to stock up on stuff like that. So then kind of going into how we catch our own bait. So this is one shrimp net, but we have lots of shrimp nets. So just scraping the side of a piling, grass beds like that for grass shrimp. If you're really quick, maybe you can catch some minnows, shiners, things like that. But we have a bunch of different sizes of these, which is great. You can show them some of the...
So minnow traps, we have kind of two different styles here. Just galvanized and then vinyl. These are good. You just drop this in the water, a little bit of bait. We used to use hot dogs when I was a kid. And then, basically minnows swim in and can't get out, so catch your own.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask Damien and Kaz for the hot tips on what the real bait is. I don't know. I haven't asked them yet, but maybe they'll watch the video and they can give you guys a couple tips on how to get some minnows.
We also have this umbrella net. So basically, this collapses down, and then you got a string on each 4 posts. Put a little bait in the middle, pull it up, you'll catch tons of grass shrimp and minnows and stuff.
Yeah, that's a fun kids one to play with too. It's a very easy type thing to use there. So right behind that we have a cast net, which cast net's kind of cool in a bunch of different ways. So this isn't necessarily what I would consider the cast netting season per se, but we have these in all different diameters. But for those people who have not thrown a cast net, it's not like the easiest thing in the world.
Definitely not.
So
this
like
is the time to teach yourself how to do it.
Yes, because in the summer it really is beneficial, but it is a good way to catch bait once you get a hold of it and get yourself in motion of it. We also have obviously a bunch of things on the same line of it to just hold your bait in. So we actually sell these with I think that have like ends on each end as holders. But these are kind of even better if you're going to do a lot of minnows, a lot of any bait. that's just a drop net there that floats in the water. So just a grade up from a minnow bucket off your dock
Right.
would be like a small bait cage like this, where you can also keep like perch live and stuff like that. So maybe you go fish, you catch a couple fish, not enough to fillet, throw them in there. Wait till you catch some more fish and stuff like that. Also, just because we've been doing these orders all week, these curbside orders, I feel like there are things people are missing out on that like you definitely want, especially like bait wise and this and that. So first off, just like pairs of rubber his and hers gloves, you know, $3, like you're gonna use those. Fingerless wool gloves, for those of you who don't know,
They're
wool
the best
is
invention ever.
yes, and wool is the only material that keeps you warm while wet. So
Yeah.
fingerless wool gloves are the correct thing to use when it's chilly. You want to do that, and then of course you're just standard terry cloth towel, maybe the best thing in here. But like if you're coming in to buy bait, you just grab a towel. That's obviously
Otherwise, all your bait ends up on your pants.
right. I didn't mention it over there, but Roger's got a couple stringers over there. We have a ton of different kinds, but again, just keep your fish on while you're fishing, that sort of thing. Something you'll forget about. And so then I think that moves us to like my next category of items are like when I get real apocalypsy and I'm like, oh my god, I really got to feed my family. What am I going to do? So then we get to a couple reality situations. So the slingshot becomes, you know, just a standard reality situation. We don't want to shoot guns next to our neighbor. We live in townhouses, this and that, but you need to clip off a few squirrels, maybe.
feed your family.
Maybe see what some possums are doing. Who knows?
Raccoon.
I'm a nice dove out there. We also have a bunch of air guns, some of them with suppressors on them and stuff like that. So that's a better way to do the same thing. But a slingshot's way more fun.
Yeah,
Definitely get a
way more
slingshot.
fun.
I mean,
A lot more
we all used to have a slingshot, and you know you want to use it. So I feel like that falls under. This probably falls under the same guidelines of that. Which again, there are only certain things you can do this with and whatnot. But your 14-aught treble hook, weighted treble hook, is great for catching a lot of species that maybe you just can't get your hands on.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite snakehead lure. when they're
You
getting
can
a little
see them and they don't want to bite anything.
a bunch of other, like we were talking about, like just like knick-knack things, like knock off your list. We have Suffolk's Superior spools, 2 pound and 1 pound, half off. So this is usually $49, $25. So if you have a bunch of reels, you got a spool. We also sell tons of reel cleaners, so that's like something you can just bore yourself to death with while this is all going on, which probably leads us
While you're doing it.
Yes. So then that gets you into the Fireball Party Bucket. What's the Fireball Party Bucket? Apparently, it's a ton of Fireball shots in a
like 20 of them or
bucket. So
yeah,
that's aggressive. We also have some Corona seltzers and Corona Light beer because we gotta, you know, they're not responsible for this, so support them, right? You know, there's no joke there. It's just good alcohol. So yes, we have a full stock of alcohol though. I know liquor stores are still open, but we still have beer, liquor, wine, all that kind of good stuff. Anything else we forgot off our reserve list? I mean, we have, of course, our beef jerky, as always. Oh, yeah, and I feel...
and these snack sticks, they're fantastic.
Yeah, so I feel like...
Jalapeno and cheese.
Oh, yeah, those are new, actually.
They're delicious.
If we had a What's Hot, that would be on it. And so I feel like when I think about all these kinds of fishing and hunting things, it just makes me think of being lazy. So, on that point, we sell little fold-out chairs, but I'm also like, reality... Regardless of where you are, you need a sand spike because you're really just going to want to stick it in the dirt,
and just
sit on a chair,
maybe have
and
a
wait for
Corona
hours and hours and hours and hours. So these are all great ways to prepare yourself for the Apocalypse of Anglers closing, which is coming this Sunday. So, like I said, we'll be open today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 8 to 4 p.m., and then we will be closed for who knows how long, but we'll keep in touch with you guys as things progress. So keep up with us on updates on our website, anglersannapolis.com, or on our Facebook or Instagram page. So thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks.